Hello everyone, welcome to Insecta channel. So in the last class we have discussed the physical factor. So today we'll discuss the biological factor, chemical factor and mechanical factor. So these are the factors that affecting the stored grain losses. Okay, so first we'll see the insect pest coming under the biological factor. So insect, they will not breed successfully if the temperature is below 10 degrees Celsius. Remember this, if the temperature is below 10 degrees Celsius, the insect will not breed successfully. And if the RH is maintained at less than 40%, then also the insect will not breed. So most suitable moisture content and temperature of the grain for the insect pest growth is 11 to 15% and 28 degree to 36 degree Celsius temperature they required, and moisture is 11 to 15%. Next we will see microorganisms. So microorganisms, they will only cause loss about 1 to 2% worldwide. This thing you have to remember, it may come in the competitive exam. That is, microorganism, they will cause loss about 1 to 2% of the world's agriculture produce. So most of the fungi, they will grow more quickly at the temperature is about 20 to 40 degrees Celsius, and RH should be above 90 degree. So where the fungi can grow more quickly, what kind of temperature they require? 20 to 40 degrees Celsius, and RH should be above 90%. Then in case of the maize, suppose you are storing this maize somewhere, and in that storage condition low oxygen is there and high moisture content is there, then yeast will grow more than the fungi. Remember this, yeast will grow more on that maize gunny bag or wherever you have stored. So the yeast will grow more rather than the fungi. Now we'll see mite. So these mite, they will cause only 2 to 3% damage, but in India mite is not a big problem because mite, they require the low temperature. And if the mite number is large, suppose these mites are very microscopic in number, if they will present in large number, then only you can see them on the dust surface of the bag. Next we'll see the rodents. So rodents, they will attack in the pre-harvest stage also. Then the rodents, they will cause the damage by gnawing the holes. Gnawing holes means, suppose you have stored in a container, they will make hole into that container also. So they are destroying that container as well as they will eat the stored material. And whenever they, suppose you have stored something, so the rat or mice, if they are attacking to them, so they will scatter all this stored product here and there. Then they will contaminate this with excreta also. Because of this scattering, they will get, the stored product will get contaminated with impurities also. So the rodents, how they are causing damage? First, they will cause damage in the pre-harvest stage to the crop also. Then after storing, they will eat the container also. They will make hole and they will spread that produce here and there, and they will also excrete so that the impurities will get contaminated with the stored product. Next we will see bird. So bird means these pigeon, crow, sparrow, these are the bird, they will cause damage to the stored product. But what will happen when they will cause the damage? Suppose you are sun drying it, you are sun drying the rice or wheat, anything, so that time also they will feed on it, and also in storage also the bird will attack. So bird, nearly 0.85% loss is causing by these birds. Next we will see the oxygen, that is coming under the chemical factor. So the oxygen is, suppose in case of the khapra beetle, they require 16.8% of oxygen for their survival of egg. So how you can manage the khapra beetle? You can keep the oxygen level lower than the 16.8%. So the egg will get killed. This thing, by this you can manage. And when the grains are stored in airtight storage, the oxygen content get reduced and development of insect ceases and it will die. Suppose you are keeping in an airtight container, no air can enter in this container, then oxygen will not enter here. So due to lack of oxygen, whatever the insects will be there, they will get die here. Then some insect can survive in the absence of oxygen also, by reducing their metabolic rate and utilizing the oxygen present in their tissue. So whatever the oxygen is present in the insect tissue, they can utilize that oxygen and they can stay. Next we will see the carbon dioxide. So some insect, they can live in an atmospheric with high CO2. Then however, excess of this CO2 in the atmosphere, they will cause the growth retardation. Suppose excess CO2 content is there, then what will happen? In excess CO2, the insect, they cannot grow. Okay, then under high CO2 concentration, the spiracle remain open. As we all know, the spiracle opening and closing mechanism is there in case of the insect spiracle. So if CO2 concentration is high, then spiracle will be open always. Okay, so due to open up spiracle, the whatever the water is there inside the insect body, that water will came out and insect will die due to desiccation. So this is the role of carbon dioxide. Then we will see the mechanical factor. So first is packaging material. For example, see lesser grain borer, it is an stored grain insect. They have a strong jaw. So with their strong jaw, they can cause damage to the wooden structure also. So you have to see which packaging material you have to use to control the insect. Next we will see the storage structure. So many scientifically well developed storage structure is there, but farmers or people are not following that storage structure. So if you are preparing or making some storage structure, make sure that it should be fulfill all the certain requirement, whatever necessary, that requirement should be fulfilled. Okay, then only you can make the good storage structure and you can control the insects from damage. Okay, so these are the possible question from this PPT. So explain the factors affecting losses of stored grain with example. So what are the factors we have discussed? Like physical factor, then biological, then chemical factor, and last one is mechanical factor. Then what is stored grain pest and classification? So classification, that is primary and secondary. Then stored grain pest definition we have completed in first class. Then differentiate between primary and secondary stored grain. So primary means the whole grain they will attack, and secondary stored grain means first they will attack the grain which is broken or being damaged by the primary insect. Then management of stored grain pest is important. Why? So why there is a need of management of the stored grain pest? So that also we have discussed in the first class, so you can see it. Thank you.